My name's Charles Fishman. I'm a journalist and author, and I'm the author of a book called A Curious Mind with the Hollywood producer Brian Grazer. And I think curiosity is a truly underrated quality for us as individuals, and it's a remarkably undiscussed characteristic and personality trait. And frankly, I think curiosity is in some ways the most important thing you can make sure that you, and especially your children, have and understand in the world as it is today. You know, Brian and I wrote a book about curiosity. Brian's in the film business and I'm in the newspaper business, and all you have to understand about how fast the world is changing is there's no film in the film business and there's no newspaper in the newspaper business. Just during the period that we have had our careers, our own little slice of the world, of the economy, has changed so much that the word we use to refer to it is itself out of date, is an anachronism. Here's the thing about curiosity. We live in the golden age of curiosity in some ways. This is a moment in time in the early 21st century when anybody can find the answer to almost any question, often very quickly, right in the palm of their hand, without even typing. You can touch the voice activated button, ask Siri a question, ask Google a question, and Google will come back with the answer. You know what? That's not curiosity. That's asking the computer for an answer to a question. Curiosity is you casting yourself into the world and thinking, how does that iPhone work? Why is that person behaving that way? What would that job be like to do? Curiosity involves actually engaging with the world. It's also, to me, a hugely critical tool for being adaptive in a world that is changing so fast. If you're not curious about AI, the world is going to leave you behind. For me, curiosity involves, among other things, another little watchword of mine as a reporter: show up in person. Don't do the conversation on Zoom if you can do the conversation in a coffee shop. Don't agree to a meeting of 3 people virtually if you can actually get everybody together in a conference room or a meeting room or a restaurant. You learn so much more when you talk to people in person than when you talk to them on the telephone or when you talk to them over a video call. And you learn more about whatever it is you're trying to understand: a factory, a hospital, a line of work, an advertising account you're hoping to get, a real estate customer you're hoping to win. No matter what business you're in, showing up in person changes the dynamic completely. I think asking questions of other people, not of the computer, asking questions is a key way of building connection. Asking questions and listening to the answers creates not just a new understanding on your part of the person you're talking to and whatever it is they're explaining to you. It creates, in and of itself, intimacy. Right there, that conversation in person connects you to somebody in a way that you wouldn't have otherwise been connected. So I think we're living in a golden age of curiosity. I think curiosity is more important than ever, and I think showing up in person is really, really important. Both my wife and I are journalists. We ask questions for a living and then build stories around the answers to those questions. When our kids were young, before our first child could talk, in fact, we agreed that rather than the cliche, "Why are you asking me that question?" eye roll kind of parent, we were actually going to answer every question our kids asked as quickly as we could, right in the moment. And if we didn't know the answer, we would say, let's go see if we can answer that question. And believe it or not, from the moment our kids could talk, right up until they left for college, we did exactly that. When they had a question, we answered it as honestly as we could at the moment. I didn't keep track with our daughter, but with our son, I think over the course of 18 years, there were only 5 questions that we couldn't track down the answer to in the moment. And you know what? As a result, I think in part of that kind of internal rule of thumb, we're going to answer their questions. Our kids believe that questions are a powerful tool for understanding the world, for connecting with other people, and they're also a powerful tool for two other things. They're a powerful tool for accountability. You can't have democracy without the ability of citizens to ask questions and get the answers. And they're a powerful tool for adventure, for fun. What would it be like to hike that mountain path? What would it be like to go for a sail on that lake? So curiosity opens the world for you in ways that are exactly how you want to live a life of engagement and also a life of fun. Make sure you think through how to be curious and make sure you impart curiosity as a gift to your children.